Grow a Garden has a lot of pets, and I mean a lot. These are fun little animals you can have roaming around your farm that provide various different buffs that make you more money. However, even with the expansive amount of pets in the game, I think there should be more. So, I've taken it upon myself to create 3 entirely new pets for Grow Garden and come up with unique abilities for them to perform, so they are different from all the other pets in the game. So, in this video, I'll be showing to all of you viewers these new Grow Garden pets I've created, and explain to you what they do. Keep in mind that all of these are concepts and not actually official characters in the game. So, with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so the first pet I have created is what I like to call the Storm Dragon. Visually, it's a reskin of the elusive Red Dragon pet, which some of you may know as an unreleased character already in Grow Garden that only the admins would have. The pet would apply the burnt mutation to crops every so often, making it a weaker version of the Cooked Owl, which I'm sure all of you have as it was free to obtain. Now, the Storm Dragon has a ton of visual differences from the normal Red Dragon, such as how it has gray skin and neon blue wings. Their body also has a lot more color variation than the Red Dragon, with certain body parts like the spikes and horns being a separate color from the majority of the skin, which isn't a trait present in the Red Dragon or a lot of pets in general. The Storm Dragon also has eyebrows, making the character have a constant angry face, as well as also having glowing blue eyes. Now, the Storm Dragon of course looks very cool, but that doesn't matter if its abilities are garbage. So how exactly would this pet work if it were ever added? Well, much like how its name suggests, the Storm Dragon would be associated with thunderstorms, more specifically than lightning from said storms. The way the Storm Dragon would function is that every 15 minutes they would summon a lightning strike anywhere around the map. This lightning strike would always be guaranteed to spawn, and unlike lightning spawned from thunderstorms, the lightning rod item would not affect them, as that way the pet is not too overpowered. Now, before you complain about how this ability is too powerful even with it not being affected by lightning rods, keep in mind that Grow Garden's map is relatively massive, so a lightning strike appearing anywhere on the map every 15 minutes only has a small chance of benefiting you, as ideally you'd want the lightning to hit the plants in your own garden, which is relatively rare to occur on its own. All in all though, I feel this ability is pretty balanced, and I would love to see a more consistent way of spawning lightning and getting the shocked mutation within Grow Garden, besides thunderstorms, and this pet could be it. Moving on though, let's talk about the next pet I've decided to create, and that is the Spider. This character is themed around the infamous Black Widow spider, notable for its hourglass shape located on its back. I'm pretty sure this is probably the most popular spider depiction in all of media, so I think it would be good to have a spider character in Grow Garden be themed around that, so people could easily recognize it. Anyways, in addition to this hourglass shape on its back though, the spider is completely black in color, and on their face are 8 glowing red eyes as well as 2, whatever those things are on their mouth. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. All these years I've been alive and I still don't know what those are called. Anyways, unlike the Storm Dragon, this spider doesn't really look all too special. Out of all of these pet concepts I've created, this is probably my least favorite design-wise. However, where this pet fails in design, it makes up for in functionality, which is one of the most unique in the entire game if it ever were implemented. Equipping the spider pet wouldn't make your plants grow any faster or anything like that, but instead it would improve the convenience of your mobility. Essentially, the spider would act as an infinite, albeit balanced, version of the recall wrench. When the pet is used, a new button would appear on the top of your screen, which would allow you to instantly teleport to the gear shop, a feature currently only accessible through the recall wrench item. This button, however, couldn't be used constantly, as it could only be pressed 3 times before going into a cooldown, with that cooldown ending an hour after the 3rd button press. This way, the gear shop teleport button wouldn't completely make the recall wrench useless, and it wouldn't be too powerful. However, it will hopefully make traveling around the map a little more convenient and cost-effective, as now you can easily teleport to the gear shop 3 times completely for free every single hour. which is a feature I would really appreciate as I don't really like spending all my money on recall wrenches. Lastly though, the final pet I've created for Grow a Garden is what I'm calling the Mushroom Deer. This pet, which is obviously inspired by the mushroom mob seen in Minecraft, is a reskinned spotted deer, featuring completely red and white skin to mimic the appearance of the iconic red and white spotted mushroom. Additionally, instead of antlers, the mushroom deer wears a large red spotted mushroom cap on its head, which has this cool gradient seen in other parts of the game, such as the mango, albeit it's red this time. Now, the mushroom deer has a very unique ability, and that is to make mushrooms a renewable resource. You see, ever since I've started playing Grow a Garden, I've always been somewhat against the idea of non-renewable limited plants. Think of something like bamboo, for example, where after picking it up, the plant can't regrow where it was originally placed. I don't like these types of plants as there will always be a limited amount of them, meaning at some point every single one will just disappear with no hope of returning. The mushroom deer aims to fix this for one of the more valuable non-renewable plants, those being mushrooms. Mushrooms were a decently rare non-renewable plant that players could sometimes purchase from the seed shop prior to the release of the summer update, which changed all the seeds, including the mushroom. Now, much like bamboo, players could often buy multiple of it at a time, which was likely why it wouldn't regrow after being picked up, as you would have so many if bought. The low chance for this plant to be restocked, paired with how it wouldn't regrow, means a lot of players never actually got the chance to obtain it or even keep any around, including me to some degree. And the mushroom deer aims to fix that. Much like how every so often a dog pet would dig up a random seed, most often a carrot seed, every hour the mushroom deer would be guaranteed to dig up a singular mushroom seed. This wouldn't be too overpowered, as mushrooms are typically purchased and sold in bulk, as that is what would generate the most money. But since the mushroom deer only digs up a single seed every hour, it isn't too economy breaking whilst at the same time preserving the existence of mushrooms. So it's a win-win. So, to summarize, the 3 new pets I've created for Grow a Garden are the Storm Dragon, Spider, and Mushroom Deer. The Storm Dragon would generate lightning every 15 minutes somewhere randomly around the map, meaning it's unlikely to hit your garden as the lightning rod wouldn't affect this type of lightning, so the whole thing is relatively balanced. The Spider would allow you to teleport to the gear shop 3 times every hour completely for free, and the Mushroom Deer would dig up a mushroom seed for you to plant every hour to preserve the crop's existence. Now, as you may have been able to tell, obtainment methods for all 3 of these haven't been decided upon, and that's mainly because I'm not too sure how these could be obtained to comfortably fit their behaviors. Anyway, so with all of that being said, let me know in the comments what you'd change about these pet concepts, as well as how you think they should be obtained, as that method should justify their abilities. And thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.